everybody, this is Abigail Ockwell here, and I'm back for another Whip and Chat. For those of you who are new, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and today I'm going to be working on a diamond painting. I'm going to be working on my Diamond Art Club, which is the Ice Princess version 1. There are 2 versions of this. This one that I'm doing is the first version of it, where it has like all of the background and everything. It's got the detail of her dress. And the second one, I will pop a photo up here, is just, oh, my multiplacer fell out of my pen, is just her face and the owl. So my pen actually comes from Diamond Art Club. This is my new one. There is a bit of a chip in that. I think that was because when it was turned, they just turned it a bit too tight, and when I popped a multiplacer in, it just flew out. So yeah, using my 9 placer, got my Craftmate soccer balls, I've got my tray. This is my 3D Designs tray from Etsy, and he 3D prints his trays. Also, I realised I've been linking stuff and you haven't always been able to see it. This is what I hold my wax in. Sorry that you're at a different angle. I've had to pop the camera on the other side where my light is, because I was trying to do it from the normal angle, and yeah, when I went to zoom in on the kit, it wouldn't focus properly. So then I've got my paddy wax. I'm not using this at the moment. This will be coming into play in a month or so, and I use this in my multi-placer. It's called Nag Champa, this purple one. And then I've got some little samples in here called Coffee Walnut and Witch's Brew. I've also got my pink heart-shaped wax. Ooh. Yep, that's from Diamond Art Club. Other companies do heart-shaped wax, but Diamond Art Club is really the only one that comes to mind. And then also in this tin, I've got my Paddy Wax SS. So I should probably say with this one, the purple block, with your regular Paddy Wax, it's scented. You can get it unscented, and with your Paddy Wax SS, it is always unscented. Anyone that's wondering, SS stands for super sticky, and it is very sticky. In the words of one YouTuber, it will steal your kids, your husband, and your soul, which is probably very true. It is very strong. So I hope you guys are all having a really great day, whenever this reaches you. Day, afternoon, evening, night, early hours of the morning, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day. So, what has been happening in my week? Again, honestly, not a lot. Oh, see, that's the issue with having the chip in the side of this pen, is that when you're multi-placing, it will decide it wants to steal the multi-placer. So today I got up at about 10:30, so about half an hour ago, and I was just raring to go, thinking, yeah, I just want to get this Whip and Chat done. You know, that's the great thing with doing it on either a Thursday or a Wednesday, because on a Wednesday, I'm like, oh, if I don't feel like filming, then I won't. But if it's a Thursday, then I can be like, okay, I can record, get this edited in plenty of time. But then again, if I'm doing it on a Friday, that's when I'm panicking, because I'm like, oh my god, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And on Friday, it's usually just a hot mess. It's honestly, when I've recorded on a Friday, I see it as the Friday edition, where you're just tired and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. And you know, if it's on a Friday, usually I really don't kind of enjoy doing my weapon chats, as it were, because I'm like, oh, I've had 2 days to do this, and this is the 11th hour, so now I've got 1 day to edit and 1 day to put it up. Wahoo. And yeah, my mind is just like, look. I mean, last week I did actually record it on a Thursday, and I was just so lazy that whole week. I mean, like I said, last week was just a week that I was not into anything. I just had an off week last week. And yeah, that's why it went up at Sunday afternoon instead of midnight on Sunday my time. I always like to put my videos up at midnight my time, so that way I'm not sort of panicking, as it were. I might have to pop something into this just to stop it from popping out every 2 seconds. Honestly, I've never had this issue before. Have I got some tape anywhere? Ooh, got some more skins here. Oh no, that's the double-sided. Haha, that'll work. Just talk amongst yourselves. Dropping scissors. Not a good idea. But this is fun. Great start to this weapon chat. So far, you've just seen me struggling with my pen. Sorry, I had my multiplacer in my mouth while I cut a bit of tape off, because yeah. And the double-sided tape I'm using is actually really good. So when I can get it open. Some of my nails have even come off, and that's normal for me. Normally I never have a complete full set. I'm quite rough with my nails, as it were. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But no, the lizard has been trying to eat my fingers. That's been fun. Not. Where did I put my... Oh, there's where I put my pen. Go. Get in there. Yay! Hopefully, yeah, that's feeling nice and snug in there. So now, as you can see, I've put the tape in and it's not coming out as easy. Woohoo! There we go. Crisis averted. So, yeah, I have changed the colour of my fingers. Some of the polish has come off. That's just because I don't think the grit of my file was strong enough, so it's kind of been peeling off. The thing with gel polish is it needs to be on a rougher surface, and mine was quite smooth, so that definitely had something to do with it. You know, usually with gel polish, I don't have an issue with it if it's kind of on a shinier surface normally. But I know, but the brand that I used for my last set, I know does. It acts like normal gel polish. Joys of multi-placing when you don't pop it straight. See, this is why when I did my little video, I said if you have OCD, don't use a multi-placer. I do not have OCD, but I know there are probably going to be people watching this that are going to be like, oh my god, those are so crooked. Also, because of the angle of my camera, I have to keep popping my head up because I can't really see if I'm in shot or not. Thankfully, I've got it on the canvas, so I know that it is in shot, thank god. But when I'm doing things like doing the tape on the pen, I had no idea where I was. Pardon me. No. So if you didn't see the image on my Instagram, I will pop a image here. I've got the tilt on my table. So yeah. And that is because this is a bigger kit. So if so how big is it? It is 55 by 69. Holy flip. And the 55 is the top bit, and then the 69 is the length bit. Stop giggling, all you dirty-minded people. I hear you. But also, I think I've actually got the settings on my microphone correct, because last week it was blowing a gale, and I mean it. It was howling outside, and none of that came through, which was really, really good. Also, my mum is currently doing interviews, so I'm hoping you can't get any of the background noise from that. Most likely you can't. Excuse me, I don't know what happened with my voice there. Because, like I say, I'm pretty sure I have my settings correct. Anyway, I digress. This is going to be one of those whip and chats that's going to be jumping in all kinds of directions. And I mean it, it's going to be jumping in all kinds of directions. It's going to be going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the Irish Sea. Sorry, that was it's a little fun song that you learn when you're young. I'll do it a little bit. When I was one, I sucked my thumb the day I went to sea. Climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards and backwards over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my time, and that's the life of me. There we go. I don't know who wrote it. Hopefully I won't get copyright striked for that. But it's just a fun little song that you learn in sort of primary school over here. Like, Hannah, I know you'll be watching this, but do you remember us singing that in primary school when we were like reception year 1, year 2ish? Also, you'll probably remember the alphabet song, like the ants on an apple. I still sometimes like get those funny things in my head, remembering like stupid little things, and they'll just be like, those were the days. Anything else? Well, obviously. I'm just trying to think at the moment. I'm really sorry. This is going to be one of those ones that I'm going to be like, oh yeah. I don't know if anyone like listens to Eminem. I mean, I'm not a big Eminem fan, but I do like his music. Like the stuff I have heard and the stuff I have listened to, I really like. Obviously, there was a very famous song that was released in 2010 called "Love the Way You Lie," which is an amazing song. Love it. And obviously, he sung that with Rihanna, and there's a generation that wants to ban that song because of one of the lines in it. And obviously, for someone who remembers that song coming out and loving that, and honestly, everyone would blast into song hearing just the first line, because everyone knew what it was. And yeah, the whole song is about being in a toxic relationship. And there's a generation that wants to ban it just because of one of the lines that says, if she ever wants to effing leave again, I'ma tie her to this bed and set this house on fire. And you know, it's just like, why after all these years do they suddenly want to ban this song? He wrote it with Rihanna because of what she went through with Chris Brown, and that was kind of his apology to her, saying, I'm really sorry that I didn't believe you. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my drink. Lovely. Be really careful that I don't knock this off, because obviously it's not on the main surface of my drafting table. So I've kind of got it on a bit to the side, but there's a whole load of baggies with my spare square drills on it. Try saying that 10 times fast. and I'm just trying to be so careful, just making sure that it doesn't tip and knock my drink over. But no, you can't, in my mind, you cannot ban a song that came out over 10 years ago. Because, you know, that Love the Way You Lie is just such an iconic song. It's one of the big songs that you kind of think when you say Eminem. Obviously there's that, I always think of Monster, which was another one he did with Rihanna. Of course, Slim Shady. I'm trying to think what else. I can't think of a whole load off the top of my head. I'll probably kick myself later about not being able to remember it. And I'll probably suddenly yell a random Eminem song later, and you'll be like, what is she going on about? It's honestly, it's probably going to be a hot mess. Now Erwin's making a sound, so I don't know what's going on with Erwin. He kind of goes through these stages where he window surfs, which is usually a sign of stress, and I don't know why. You know, at first I thought it was because initially the drafting table, there used to be a dressing table, and there used to be a mirror on it, and I thought he was catching glimpses of his reflection, so I thought that was stressing me out. So I would often put the mirror down, and he seemed to settle down for a bit, and then he would kind of start up again. And then I realised he could see his live food, so obviously I moved his live food to where he couldn't see it, and you know, that settled him down for a bit, and then he started up again. And I honestly have no clue of why he does this. I think it's just to get attention, but I give him plenty of attention. But yeah, I don't know. He's got food and everything, so you know, it is just a real mystery to why he does it. Maybe I think it's probably just a him thing. You know, I don't think he is necessarily stressed, but he just does it because that's part of the type of lizard he is. He just likes to bump on in his vib, and it's not healthy for him, but you know, I can't stop him, as it were. You know, I've gone through everything that I can think of. Also, Erwin has tried to eat my nails. But yeah, he hasn't managed to thus far, thank God. Because when Erwin gets a hold of my nails, it's always painful. Right. Also, I finished, don't know if I've already mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it anyway. I finished the diamond painting of Happy Guy, which was the small kit I showed you how to start, how to, you know, multi-place, etc. and it turned out really, really well. You know, it's super cute. Obviously, it's Bagheera from the Jungle Book, but they can't obviously call it Bagheera because copyright, Disney. You know, gotta love those little rules of Disney. Because I remember when what was it? Was it Endgame? No, it wasn't Endgame. I'm trying to think what it was. It was one of the Disney films. I'm pretty sure it was Marvel as well. No, it was Star Wars. It was the Last Skywalker. That was it. The Last Skywalker. Like, we had an email from Disney because they know obviously that cinemas do staff showings before the film comes out or on the day of release. They will kind of do at midnight, they will do a sort of a pre-release the day the film comes out. That's normally how it happens. But I can't remember. It was one of them. I know it was something Disney related. It was either Avengers or Star Wars, but they sent an email around, or it might have been from head office. I'm not sure. Something. But they sent an email around. But no, it wasn't head office. It was our lot. Yeah, they said that there was one of the screenings that we weren't allowed to bring friends because usually they allow us to bring a +1 to see the film. And that, you know, obviously we're like, you know, you can't say anything. And they said, you know, on the day before, because they were showing one the day before because it had been unlocked. And obviously, they said, you know, we can't have you bringing friends to this one because we will get fined by Disney if they find out that anybody else apart from our staff group saw it. And you know what they say about Disney? Disney have eyes and ears everywhere. And that's very, very, very true. No one did bring sort of friends or anything to that one. I'm not sure how many people kind of turned up for that one. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure me and Josh went to that one. But yeah, did anyone that's seen the latest Star Wars? Oh gosh, sorry, my hair's got caught on my mic. Anyone who saw the last Star Wars film, what did you think of it? I'm interested to hear what you guys all thought of that. Because, you know, I love Star Wars, and I did enjoy the last Star Wars film. I really did. Also, yes, I have been watching Mandalorian. I do need to catch up because we've only got partway through the first series. Baby Yoda, he's so cute. Oh yeah, I was going on about the last Star Wars film. Sorry, I had to think what I was going on about there. Like I say, I really enjoyed the last Star Wars film until they had. Sorry, this is going to contain a spoiler. Until they had Kylo Ren and Rey kiss. You know, it was one of those things you could see it was going to happen, and you were like, don't do it. No, don't. Oh God, they've done it. Blech. I mean, obviously, with Han Solo and Princess Leia, it worked. But, you know, you don't want to make it into a sludge fest. No. You know, these are Star Wars films. They're not meant to be romantic films. But, oh God. That was definitely... I certainly cringed watching that. And that was the one thing we were all talking about it, saying, we liked it. But the kiss. Just, no, people, no. Why? Why did you do this? Just why? Seriously, Star Wars isn't meant to be one of those ones that everyone has their happy ending. It's not like other Disney films, because obviously Disney have taken over Star Wars. They have bought the rights for Star Wars. It's not one of those films that you can just be like, woohoo! And they all lived happily ever after. No, it's not Star Wars. That doesn't work with Star Wars. You know, you have to have some real grit with it. They say, some people kissing, it's fine. But, you know, the kind of main characters, and obviously you had in Star Wars Episode 1, 2 and 3, you obviously had the thing with Anakin and Padme. That obviously worked because those were the origin stories of Leia and Luke. So, yeah. So obviously that was necessary, but with this one, it wasn't necessary. You didn't need to build a love story for the sake of building a love story. It just doesn't work. It really didn't. So, but apparently there is this whole kind of scene. I think it was, there were two directors, and they chose, for the cinema release, they chose one director's vision over another. You know, yeah, that happens. I mean, The Exorcist. There's a prequel to The Exorcist, and that was done by two directors. That was done by two different directors, and you know, you have one, and they're kind of the same concept, but they're completely different. You know, they're different stories, but they explain the story leading up to The Exorcist, the original film, that is. I've never seen The Exorcist. Don't want to. I've seen bits of it. I've seen like clips and stuff. Just, yeah. I'm not a horror junkie, despite the fact I like American Horror Story. How are we doing for time? Oh, okay. I'm not being as rambly as I thought. Well, I probably am being as rambly as I thought I was, but I thought we were on like 20 minutes or something, but obviously not.
so we're getting through this really well. It's not that obviously I want to rush this, but you know when... Oh, I think PJ's upstairs. You know when you think that you're rambling too much and you're like, oh, I bet I've been here for this amount of time, despite the fact it feels like this amount of time. You know, I'm pleasantly surprised that I have done, or that I am doing, that I'm on the over half an hour mark. That's always nice when you get to that bit, because you're like, okay, not much left, come on, we can do this, we can really do this. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I'm really hoping we see bits from what's his name? I can't remember the director's name. I will pop it up here somewhere. And I really hope we get to see those bits rather than like kind of his vision of how he wanted it to go. Obviously there were bits that were used from, like, I think it was Force Awakens, I think, where they used bits, because obviously Carrie Fisher had died, but they couldn't make the film without her, as it were. So they used little bits that they cut from the film, from that film, to make it look as though she had done the film. Anything else? Oh, I should probably give you an update on what I was stitching last week. So as you saw in my last video, I was doing my Disney cross stitch pattern from Disney Cross Stitch magazine from the Hatchet Patchwork. And yeah, that's going really well. Hold up. Let me just grab it. Oh my god. Why is everything always on? Right. There we go. Okay. Oh! Squeeze me. Ignore the bit of thread, the bit of floss that you can see. But as you can see, I've finished Tigger. Sorry, the hoop is kind of on Tigger, but I finished him, and now I'm doing Dumbo. But yeah, this is going to be for my friend Robin, who is having a baby. Excuse me. You can say having a baby this year, and I thought, you know, when I started stitching it on the new fabric, but I'd also thought it before, was this would be really cute in a baby's room. So I decided to give it to Robin. I also found out the name that they are choosing, that is going to be the name of my godchild. They're having a boy, and he's going to be called, so he's going to be called Dexter David, which I think is going to be so cute, and I can't wait to cuddle him and snuggle him. I can't wait until he's here. He's just going to be so cute. Anyway, I digress. I was going to say something. Oh, that was probably why he was fidgety. I've just noticed that Erwin has done a poop in his bib, so I think he was probably trying to signal to me that he was going to go to the loo. What to do? Right, and then just grab another quick sip. There we go. Yeah, no, that's the update on my cross stitching that I did last week. I'm not going to show you what the finished, I'm, like I say, I'm obviously going to show a photo of the finished thing, but I obviously can't, well, obviously, but I can't show the actual thing, which was going to be my original plan, but I forgot to get it out the folder, which is underneath my feet at the moment, because the folder that it's in, it lives underneath my drafting table, and a majority of my big ones, those that I can't get in the binder, they go back in the boxes. So I will insert a picture of the boxes on there, and my big princess paintings, they are all in there. That was where the Maleficent one came from. It came from one of the big boxes. But yeah, because it's underneath my feet, and my other folder is behind the table, and yeah, that's always fun to get out. I mean, it's okay, but it can be so annoying, but there's nowhere else I can put it, so it has to live behind my table. And because I've got double-sided adhesive in the small one, I have to have it lying flat at my feet. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the kits that are in the folder at my feet. I think I'm possibly going to do like a I don't know, like a what do you call it, a kind of, you know, when you get those binders and those plastic wallets, I think I might possibly do something like that, so that people can flick through them, because obviously I've got so many, I'm not going to pop them all up on the wall, because yeah, I mean, some people do. Some people pop all their completed ones on the wall, but I am not one of those people. Oops, just got a bit of trash in there. Oh my god. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of how I keep my storage. Seriously, there are going to be a lot of photos in this. It's going to be one of those. I'll be like, my week with photos. Whip and chat with photos. Hee hee. Yeah. That'll be fun. Anything else I've done this week? Well, obviously I think you can tell I've been cross-stitching a lot, as well as diamond painting. So while I've been doing those activities, you guys can call me absolutely crazy for watching this. You can judge me any way that you want to, but I am one of those people who's into the paranormal. And yes, I have had my own paranormal experience. months. And so obviously we've had Discovery Plus launch this month, and my favourite paranormal show, Ghost Adventures, is on Discovery Plus. So I have been just binge watching Ghost Adventures and being like, oh, I remember that bit. Oh my gosh, I've missed this episode. But you know, and it's just been so fun for me to just watch and just reminisce. It is, love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. You know, like I say, you can call me crazy, you can call me whatever, but I am one of those people who believes in the paranormal. I believe in psychics. So I'm gonna briefly go into my paranormal experience. So a couple of years ago, me and my mum, we went to the Edinburgh Fringe. It was probably about 4 years ago, I want to say, that this happened. And I really, really wanted to do the Edinburgh Vaults. Mum wasn't so keen, she didn't really want to go, but I really wanted to do it, so she was like, okay, I'll go with you. And obviously I'd heard that it was haunted, that they were haunted, and that was part of the reason why I wanted to go. I have a very, very open mind when it comes to that kind of thing. So if there was any doubt in my mind that so like I say, if there was any doubt in my mind about the paranormal, let's just say after this there was definitely absolutely no doubt in my mind after what happened at Edinburgh. And Ghost Adventures, they had one of their early investigations was in the vaults. And I hadn't watched this episode in years, to the point that I had forgotten most things about it. So like I say, Mum wasn't keen about going on the vaults. So before you went into the vaults, the guide, she took you around to the creepy places of Edinburgh. So like Greyfriars Graveyard, and also to the place where the gibbets would have been. So if you'd been naughty, you know, that was one of the most painful ways of execution, because you would be up there for days. So we went around Edinburgh to a lot of the creepy places, and then we got to the vaults. And you know, I was feeling a little nervous. It was already kind of stepping in there. I could just feel like something. There was just something. And I honestly thought before, you know, we went down there, before we were even there, that we were just going to hear like a few bangs or a few noises. I did not brace myself for what was going to happen to me. So a little bit of backstory. My family, on my mother's side, we are empaths. If anyone's wondering what an empath is, it means that we can sense emotions and we can feel things that happened there. And it's kind of, we were going through all the vault. We went through, so there were like 3 vaults. And the first one, you know, I could feel a little bit, but really wasn't anything. There were a few bangs. Then we went into a room with the stone circle in, and that circle is weird because the temperature in that circle is lower than the outside of it. Now, loads of people are probably going to be thinking there's a logical explanation. It's probably like an air vent. This was a sealed, so the only draft that you could get would have been from the door. Bear in mind, we're underground. There was no sort of vents up to the surface. There was nothing. So, you know, obviously, what caused that? I don't know. Leave your theories down in the comments below, please. I'd love to hear them. So we finally went into the final vault of the night, and this vault was pitch black. Like, you could not see in front of your face. And we kind of got there. We got in, and I was at the back with my mum because we just wanted to make sure that, because there were quite young kids there, we wanted to make sure obviously I could see the guide and everything. And I was standing there with my back to the right corner, and I kid you not, I felt this hand on my shoulder. And, you know, the guide said you might feel something. And I just said, and this was before she'd even said anything, I had felt this hand on my shoulder. And I said, you know, I think there is somebody holding on to me. I think there's someone holding onto my shoulder. And she said, yeah, there is. And this particular spirit, she didn't really interact with a whole lot of people. And I was kind of, I don't know how you would call it. I was communicating with the spirit, but I wasn't talking how I would have a normal conversation with all of you out there. It wasn't a conversation of me talking to the camera like I am now. It was like I was there, I was in the vaults, but I wasn't there at the same time. And, you know, I remember what she was saying so clearly. And I kind of half remember what the guide was talking about, but not a whole load. And she was telling me her story, and oh my gosh, it was so sad that I just felt like I just wanted to help her. And it was like looking at a member of my family. Now, we do have family connections to Edinburgh. on my mum's side, my grandmother, my nana, she was born in Edinburgh. So it is very, very likely that somewhere down the line, me and this spirit were related. And her story was just so sad. She was in her early 20s, and her name was Elizabeth. She was, oh my gosh, it was so sad. She was a prostitute because she had been kicked out by her family, and like I say, after she was kicked out, she became a prostitute, and because she had nowhere to go, she went to the vaults. She lived in the vaults, and eventually, sorry, this is really emotional for me. She became pregnant, and she had a little boy. And this boy didn't make it that long, didn't live very long, and in those times there was a really, really high mortality rate. And the reason, she wasn't on the streets and she was living in the vaults was because it was actually illegal for her to be on the streets, like sleeping on the streets. And like I say, she had this little boy. This boy, he didn't live very long. And she was devastated that she lost the one thing that had given her so much happiness for a short space of time. And when that boy died, she kind of lost this will to go on, and she died. And it was just so heartbreaking just hearing that. And then the moment we got out of the vault, it was kind of like, I could tell she was happy that I'd listened to her and she'd been able to tell her story to me. And I feel so honored because, like I say, this spirit did not interact with a whole load of people. And when we were in Edinburgh, we went to quite a few historic sites, and I did something that I've never done before. It's if you're familiar with the paranormal, there's a thing called channeling, and I was channeling different spirits, and at that point I couldn't control it. And it's thanks to a necklace that I got the next day that I actually kind of started to learn to control it. I haven't done it since, but I know that I would be able to control it now. But no, once we got out of that vault, it felt like just like a release almost. And I remember just going like I was free from all that sadness and all that emotion. And you know, I feel one day I do have to go back there. I really do. I mean, like you say, you can call me crazy, you can say, oh, it didn't happen, it was all in your head. But I know what happened to me. And no one can tell me otherwise. So, yeah, that was my paranormal experience. How far are we? Oh, okay, right. We're just over the hour mark. Right, so I'm actually going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please leave a comment if you did enjoy this video. I always love reading your comments. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, and I will see you all later.